Hey, how's it going, Warriors of the Lost World? Justice League versus the Fatal Five came out a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to talk about it. It's really exciting. It's the struggle that the Justice League faces when they're fighting Ramona Flowers' exes. No, that's not the movie. That would be cool, though, but no. It's a reunion of sorts. The old gang from the DCAU, the Bruce Timm years. And it is directed by Sam Liu. And it's written by Alan Burnett, Erica Carrasco, James Craig, and Jim Shooter? Is that right, IMDb? I need to check that. Jim Shooter co-wrote this? And of course it stars the old gang, Kevin Conroy as Batman, George Newbern as Superman, Susan Eisenberg as Wonder Woman, and we have, adding to the cast, Diane Guerrero as Jessica Cruz, Green Lantern, and, excuse me if I mispronounce this, Elias Gabel as Starboy. And, okay, I was a huge, big fan of DCAU, still am. I absolutely love it. I think Bruce Timm put together a beautiful version of the DC universe in animated form. I was a sucker from day one with Batman the Animated Series all the way up to the end with the last episode of Justice League Unlimited. And I've had some kind of ups and downs with some of the stuff produced afterwards. This is return to form, I think, much so more than the Batman and Assy Quinn movie they did. This actually feels like the DCAU, even though there is some stronger language and violence. It doesn't feel too gratuitous. It feels kind of almost in line with like the Mask of the Phantasm movie. Just a little bit stronger, because after all, the show for kids is long over, so they have a little bit more breathing room on that, especially when they do a PG-13 type of film like this. And yeah, they don't do anything this time around that feels really too gratuitous. Anything they do can be a little jarring, but it's okay. So what is going on? Now, this film, as I kind of thought from the previews, doesn't so much focus on the main three getting back together. We are introduced to Starboy from the future, from the Legion of Superheroes, and the brand new Green Lantern, Jessica Cruz, who is suffering from PTSD, where she has some origins. To be honest, I don't know too much about her comic book origins, so I don't know how true this is, but she suffered your standard being with friends and they get killed and you survive and become a hero kind of thing. But she's still suffering from like emotional trauma from that. She can't go outside. She can't leave her room, even though she has the most powerful weapon in the universe on her hand. She can't get out of bed. It's tough. And Sandy Cheeks and Patrick aren't there to get her out. So she's got to do it herself. And of course we have the main plot with the Fatal Five escaping the future and getting into the present day. Starboy follows them. Unfortunately for him, he's got a type of medication that he needs to take to kind of keep his mind straight, and unfortunately it's not a condition that exists in the present day Earth. It is only in his future, so that medication does not exist, so he's kind of up Schitt's Creek without a paddle on that. So he starts kind of like losing himself, and with his superpowers gets himself in big trouble pretty quickly, and is sent to Arkham Asylum, which is hilarious. Batman, of course, knows somebody with powers when he sees it and starts investigating. This corpse brings further back into the main plot with the Fatal Five. Actually, three of the Fatal Five. They're trying to bring back their leader, Empress, who is the big giant eyeball that can basically do anything. And of course, their big plan is to kind of like, kind of take over and start from scratch now, and we don't have to worry about those stupid Legion heirs in the future. We take over now and take over Oa. And of course, Jessica is the key to that. So, do I like it? Yeah. It's very fun. I like it a lot. Let's get to, I guess, some of the things where, of course, you know, the three leads really aren't the leads of this. This is all about Jessica and Starboy. I particularly really enjoyed the fact that they took a mature, thoughtful look at characters with emotional issues instead of going right to the classic supervillain stuff, which actually is interesting that you see a couple of characters that are like that mixed in. I think it's a nice subtle way of comparing and contrasting. Like, no, these are crazy people that are evil, and no, these are people with emotional problems, and they're struggling and they're dealing with it. I think that's a nice contrast. I don't know if that was purposely done or not, but I think that's really nicely done, because we see Two-Face, we see Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn very briefly in this. Starboy essentially has very similar. It is supposed to be a future problem, but it does ring very true to a lot of emotional issues a lot of people have today. So that's a very easy metaphor to get to, and he struggles with it. He has to kind of like really concentrate and put himself together without the medication, and that is also contrasted with the emotional distress that Jessica is going through. So we get kind of two aspects of emotional issues people have, and it works really well. It has really both strong character arcs for both of these characters, and the way they bond is very natural and beautiful. Because the characters are kind of trying to get them into the whole action, and it takes someone who's also suffering for each of them to relate. It's nicely done. Also, we get a bit of Miss Martian in here. I like how she's growing in popularity. We've been seeing her a lot. The Young Justice cartoon, Supergirl, now here. I would like to see her a little bit more in the comics, or maybe she's just appearing in comics that I'm not reading. That's very possible. I like her interplay with Batman. That seems to be the most interaction she has, is with Batman and trying to prove herself to him. The scene where she turns herself into Robin to prove a point to Batman is very funny. And it's nice to see Robin, a version of Robin in this context, since Justice League tends to not touch that. A lot of the episodes were done during the Bat embargo, where they weren't allowed to use the characters, which is weird, but whatever. So, this is an exciting story. I mean, it's a pretty typical villains need a thing to do the thing, but the main crux of it is our characters dealing with very real problems that they're trying to kind of like work towards, so they can get their careers or their lives in place and actually achieve what they need to do. This is great. I hope we see more of Bruce Timm's DCAU in the future. We've seen in the last couple of years 2 films, so that's a good sign. Particularly, I've been hearing a lot of good buzz on this one. I don't know how it's selling. I hope it continues to sell well, because I encourage you to get it. This is really wonderful. The animation's beautiful. Man, there's so many different things I can say. Like, we see quite a bit of the Green Lanterns in this. It's nice to see Wonder Woman fighting again. She has the sword in this, which is kind of funny. Her fight scenes are great. And we get to see some different areas of the DC America or something like that. I think we go to Portland. I don't think we've ever been to Portland in any of these, so that was kind of nice. We blew up a few buildings there, so I hope they don't mind. But I enjoyed this quite a bit. What did you think? You can leave a comment below and let me know. I'm going to give this 5 out of 5 Ram Chips. I enjoyed it quite a bit. I am a little confused as to when in the continuity. Is this 2019, or is this immediate after the show? We do see modern phones. So it does kind of touch down feeling in this kind of era. So, I don't know. Time is weird and funky. It's best not to worry about it. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook. You can support this channel on the Patreons. And you can like and subscribe and hit the comment bell. Because apparently that means something to YouTube. So it means something to me. Anyway, we'll be back next week talking about other stuff. I don't know what. We'll get to it. Oh, yeah, I'm doing Avengers Endgame spoiler cast in a couple days, so be there for it. Until then, push the button, Lindsay.
I can't update nobody like me. Can't